We're not live.
Oh yeah, we are live.
Oh. We're live. I nearly ended the broadcast. Who's that there? That's what your house looks like. Go on. I'll take that one. There he is. Hey. Get that.
This is the best bit.
Ooh. Oh yeah, really. Oh, there we go.
Hey!
Yeah.
Good evening, afternoon, good morning.
What a week. Shabby's in jail. He's
Yeah. He's in toy jail at the moment.
He's in
Yeah,
toy
no.
jail. You've had all your, have you just got a little pile beside you what you got to show, and that's it?
Yeah, I've got my little pile here.
Yeah.
Oh, I found this, Ted. What I found?
Oh,
It's Ultra Magnus.
Yeah. He's a bit beat up, but
Yeah. Nice.
Ultra Magnus.
Yeah.
Is that G1? I don't know.
That's G1, yeah. I've got him over there. I'm not getting him out all fall down, but yeah.
G1.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh, we've
give me
got some
access.
people in the chat
already.
already. Look. Let's start going through. Here we go. Look.
Hey, John.
John Maguire.
Hey, Andy,
Andrew.
been watching our videos in class, hasn't he?
Oh,
Was he showing them to the class, or was he just like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because mine's not swell.
Today's lesson is
Today's
Ted's
lesson.
rugby.
There we go, and it's the man's birthday today.
Happy birthday, George.
Happy birthday, George.
Yeah, he came round, but he didn't want to share any cake, so I just let him go away.
I've had too much cake.
I've had too much cake. Hey, there's Luke. There we go. Yes, I can. Yes, I can do Luke's stream on Sunday.
Oh, it's awesome. Him and Aaron, they do a tracking job.
Good. I've not been on since Aaron's been on there, so
He's good. I like Aaron.
yeah, I've got permission off the wife, so there we go.
Gotta be quiet.
Yeah.
Baz.
There we go.
Baz.
That's it. Dave.
Hi, Dave. Good
Hey,
evening.
there we go. Yeah.
Good old John in Ireland.
Oh,
John from Ireland.
Hoppy.
Hey, Hobby.
The dude's
dude.
here. He's feeling a bit better now, isn't he? Because he had a really high temperature.
Did he? Is he out after his jab? Was it?
Yeah, the jab. So,
After his jab, yeah.
The second
Not
jab.
bothered me.
Didn't
Not
it?
bother me. The COVID jabs. I've had 2 now, and I'm fine. So
Oh,
not bothered me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just a wuss. I'm just a wuss.
It's Friday.
Des.
Hey, up, Des.
Indeed.
Stormy T again.
Stormy T.
Jonathan Redmond, there we go. Oh. You know, I haven't got a mouse this week. I've just using my fingers.
Sausage rolls and beans, nice.
Yeah. Whoa, yes, masterclass. I should have done a Magnum PI though, shouldn't I? With Josh on.
Oh, the 3 amigos.
Oh, Timothy.
Hello,
Going
Timmy.
good, Tim. Timmy.
Hello, Timmy. Don't call me that.
Don't call me that. Yeah. Oh, got it.
76. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
There we go. I've had airwolf in my head all week.
Whatever, yeah.
We'll have to convince our side to come on. He won't do it. I keep saying
we'll have to do it.
Greetings, Jeff. Greetings, Jeff.
Yeah. Gav's here.
Gav.
Mr. Hawk, Santini, and Arcane. Who's who?
Don't know if I got the glasses, so I cover up one lens. Is that what he does? One lens, dark and bright, doesn't he? If I remember. Yeah. So I do.
Do this live stream like that, Matt.
Yeah. Dave's video this morning. I had palpitation. I've literally. Did you see Dave's video?
No.
Yeah.
I goes into a toy shop in Oxford, and they've got it's like my head was on fire. I was having palpitations watching that. There was so many amazing stuff in it.
No, it's weird. I'm all over the place. I'm catching up. I went through Matt's videos last night and caught up with Matt's, and I'm getting there. It's like I said, we're moving and working.
Yeah, it's difficult. I've got to catch up on 2 of Matt. We'll watch him. We'll forget.
I've got nothing on mine. I should write.
I haven't.
Got
the same old He-Man.
Let's get it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DCB.
Fy fan. Sorry, that's swearing in Swedish.
Chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip.
There he is. Yes. Papa's here.
Hello, Papa.
He was Ace having on last week. Ace having on Papa.
So he got himself some He-Man to Papa, didn't he? I see.
Oh, he was awesome. He got
Faker. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Awesome.
Yeah.
Right, stop.
Hi, Pixel.
Pixel. That was a good video he put out the other day.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat on a colour Game Boy.
Mortal Kombat.
I
like Pixel videos. Hello, Death Star.
Hey, Death Star.
Oh, right. Have we got anybody got any pickups?
Pickups?
Pickups.
I haven't got a pickup. No, that's a
big
four-wheeler, isn't
it? Oh, he's got something to show.
I've got a couple.
Hey, Dave, it's nice to see you, pal. How are you? Dave's the gentleman I was on Dark Lycan stream with, and Matt's met him too.
Dave. Yeah.
Nice to see you, Dave. Yeah. Thanks for coming in.
Hi, Dave.
Nice for dropping in, dude.
Yeah, he's got a collection. Wow. We got a collection.
What a collection Dave's got, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Scott.
Yeah, hit the like button. Hit the like button.
I know, it's took me ages to display all this.
Yeah. I know, yeah. It's all Force Ghost stuff you've got in the background, isn't it?
It's so weird.
Is that Battleship Grey in the background?
Yeah, Battleship Grey.
Yeah.
The USS flag, it's that big, you can't see it, you can just see it.
That corner of it, yeah.
They're very large.
Well, I don't know what's worse, my wallpaper or that Battleship Grey.
Yeah, Dave's video's on the watch list for me, exactly. No, it's hard. Jumping in, and the worst thing is me on Twitter, because I try and work and I'm trying to sort this out, and then someone will come up on Twitter, so I have to run over there. I've not even done a Shabby Dance Friday video today.
Jan keeps shouting get that stuff in a box.
Get that stuff in a box, yeah. Oh, new rabbit hole, yeah.
It is. It's awesome. It's a great toy line to collect. Yeah.
Oh, was it? My Swedish swearing is pronounced. Awesome.
Yeah.
Seamoles.
I know. I haven't done that yet. I'll do it.
Yeah. It's all right. He's moving. He's got an excuse.
He's moving.
Important things.
Yeah.
Well.
There we go.
So
as I'm going through, because we've got 2 hot guests. No, not hot.
Hot.
Hot guests.
Yeah. We'll get them on in a minute. Yeah.
Get them on in a minute. Yeah. What have we got? What have we got? Oh, Matthew.
I got this.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, that's a shame.
That car back.
Lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Let me have a look at that again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got the translucent bit, hasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a couple of translucent bit, like in the mid there and a bit in the leg. And
yeah.
Have you watched Tim's video? He's done reviews on it.
Yeah, I know.
There's a plug for Tim.
Yeah, watched him.
I saw that one.
There we go.
I was saying on the game, the Shadow Trooper on the game was really hard to beat. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah, they're great. We got these early. I didn't get the battle droid because I don't like battle droids. Sorry.
Oh, I'll have you. I love battle droids.
I didn't order it. I just didn't want it. There's enough battle droids in the world, I think. I picked up. I picked up Entertainer. Got these for 15 quid. So I walked in the shop. Went out the shop, and I was ripping it open as I was walking through the straight in the bin, the board game, and I just kept the thing.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Straight in the bin. Oh.
Well, I'm never going to play it. I just wanted a loose one to put in my snow speeder. So I thought, why not? And then a couple of gifts.
Nice, John. You'll like it.
A couple of gifts I got from Tez. I think we've already seen this. Probably watched John's video.
Oh, yeah.
So and my video and pickups video. I've done
not the best Batman game, but a Batman game.
A Batman game,
So
and these two lovely
Wait,
comics.
yeah, I recognise them. Yeah.
So, Tez hasn't watched the video yet, so he's been so busy. So,
No, you know, it's trouble. Right, telling off. All right,
I know. Just do a video of all my things. I'll do a video and
video.
So, over there, I've got the Batman. They're on the shelf. I don't want to touch them. From the lovely Christian sent me a couple of lovely things which are on the video. So,
there we go. Yeah,
there we go. Done.
Nice one, Matthew. Yeah,
thank you.
I will watch your video. Honestly, no. Oh, I'll name that tune.
It's my teapot crashing against my cup.
Right, who's next? Shabby, you next? Are you? Have you got some?
I got some great goodies this week. Yeah. Right, so all I'm going to show you is what people have sent me. So the lovely CJ, we all know CJ on Twitter.
Yeah, we do.
Sent me that.
CJ.
Yes. Which is really cool. I've got a few of these, like a Millennium Falcon one and so forth. But I think they're really nice. And when I have the barn outside, I think that's going to look good in it. So
they made a metal. They made a metal.
Yeah.
Ali.
Yeah,
Ali. Are they? Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
The lovely Vern sorted me out with that bad boy.
Oh yeah.
Which is really, really nice of him.
It's very nice.
We're talking about He-Man, and we have a guest on tonight who sent me this.
Oh
yes.
It's realistic fur.
The Flocked Collector's Edition. Oh,
wow.
What a gift. I couldn't believe it.
I
think I'm going to keep this one in the box as well, Matt, because I want to get the regular version, which I'll open. But with that Flocked, what a gift.
You want to touch it, do you?
No, it's beautiful.
So have you got the original one as well? Have you got the bald one as well? Have you got the bald?
Yeah, I haven't got it yet, but I want to get the I wouldn't say standard. They're both the same, just one spot one isn't. I want to get the regular version. I'll say if you want.
One's
and then
cooler. Yeah.
Chris at 1000th Ghost. Oh, sent me this.
Oh yeah, Pee Wee. Yes.
Pee Wee.
What? I couldn't believe that is right up my
It's a bit of vintage, really, isn't it? It's vintage. That is.
Yeah, it's 1988.
88.
He said he literally had two of them, so he gave. But that, I mean, everyone knows he knows Shabby. I'm a massive Pee Wee fan. I love it. So what a great gift that is. But yeah, I mean, I've got some more. This community, man, just blows you away, doesn't it? I mean, every video I've watched this week is what somebody else has given somebody else. It's fantastic.
Right.
Boom.
Boom.
Boom. Was it anything else, Shabby?
No, that's it.
No. There we go then. Right then. Oh yes, me. I've got some. Yeah, the lovely. I've lost me. There we go. And I might go and get a mouse in a minute.
That's code.
I might go and get a mouse in a minute because I'm getting all arthritis in my fingers. I've gone way up.
What are you doing with your fingers,
Jody. Hey,
what are you doing with your fingers?
Well, no, it's on the touchpad.
Oh, all right, okay.
And I can't touch the screen on this laptop because I keep forgetting it's a touch screen. The lovely Jody from Gen X Toys.
Oh,
Jody. Jody. He sent me. It was a birthday present. He sent. He sent it a while ago. I kind of ruined him. I put a video out, but he literally sent me. This is crazy. I got a ratchet and an Ironhide. Did I do that right? But not only did he send me that, I mean, I've got them prepared here. This is what you normally get in a G1 ratchet. Oh, sorry, Dave.
You don't get. He hasn't got a proper head, has he? No.
Yeah, because these were designed in the 70s by Diaclone, and everybody goes, "Oh, why did the toys look like the cartoon?" Because the cartoon was designed was made after. Yeah. So you always got a headless ratchet. Yeah, he's got a very big cannon, hasn't he? He's very well. He's very well. He's well endowed.
Yes, he's endowed there with a big cannon. Yeah.
But he has got a face. It's a sticker. See, there'd be a little Micro Man who used to sit in them in the Japanese version.
Right. Yeah.
So he sent me these, which are Gear for Toys, which are G1 upgrades.
Oh wow!
They've been around for probably about 10 years.
What do you do with them, Tez?
Oh no! So this, so I'll take that off. So this, I've got two of these. Blue Peter style. Here's one I prepared earlier. Turns into this. See, it just. That's what you get.
How cool is that?
I know, and then everybody, oh, it's the cartoon accurate, and you get the same. You get the same. So you get the same with Ironhide.
That's not an official Transformers thing. Then someone's come up with that.
No, it's third party. You can get like for Devastator, you can get like proper legs which give you articulation and arms.
Wow,
and stuff.
yeah,
what a great idea!
But I'll just do this 1 second.
Oh yeah,
they
got batteries in, haven't they? Ooh, look at
that eyes like that.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so I mean,
wicked.
Yeah,
that's what you want, they've got, isn't it?
And they've got cartoon accurate blasters as well. So
yes. Yeah.
There we go. See, I've just ruined my video now.
Oh well, we'll still watch it.
We'll still watch it. Well, you don't. Yeah, of course. It's on my Patreon at the moment. So
watch Tez's video.
And watch Matt's video. I'll turn the lights off. and Shabby's, Yeah. So should we get some guests on?
We might as well.
Get my big loaf of bread head off the telly.
Loaf of bread?
Loaf of bread head, isn't it? Is that Cockney? Cockney. Oh, look. There's something happening on John's screen.
Oh, no.
There's something scary going on. Oh.
I am here to take over the world. Fear me and fear my minions. There's nothing that can stop me, not even Captain America.
John's back.
John's back.
Oh, it's really me. It's really me. I hope you guys didn't think that was really MODOK. It's just me.
I think
You don't have to be scared. You don't have to run and hide under your couch.
Hey, John. It's so good to see you, pal.
Good evening, John.
Isn't
you
it?
guys as well. This is
good old John.
The gang's all back.
Yes. Yeah.
So I got MODOK this week. Yeah. So.
All right. Is MODOK really that scary? Is he really that?
Oh, come really?
Is he? With his little legs dangling out. I mean, is he really that scary?
You get the face swaps on that, don't you?
You do. I haven't opened it yet. I got to do a video, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Isn't there an animated cartoon coming out of MODOK?
Yeah, it's going to be ridiculous, right? They're like totally funny. Just making fun of it. Yeah.
I heard of
I watched your Florida flea market video, John. That was a good one.
Yeah, it was kind of. I was shocked. That's a really good flea market, and I really want to go back and get some more stuff from that, especially that one place.
Yeah, it was
everybody's starting to get back out and do toy runs and Davis
car boots and all sorts.
Car boots are all coming on and stuff.
There's no car boots around my area. They're all closed still. It's a shame. I've got it. Yeah.
No, none down here either. I don't think you're allowed yet. So
not allowed. Yeah.
No.
Shame. Yeah. I see all these people doing car boots up further like London and way. Like Aaron goes to ones and Scott's.
Yeah,
they're doing one every day and. I'm like, nothing.
Hey, your Echo Base is around the corner, though, isn't it? When's that on?
Yeah. That's a bit more expensive than a car boot.
You could go bankrupt there, couldn't you? Really?
Brandon Shabby, will you take a $5?
It's like, I've got a budget of 10 quid. You've got any swaps?
Love seeing all these people. Like Andy's here, Scuba Pete. How you doing, Scuba? Any Robodars, Gavin's here, Jonathan, Red 5 sleeping, John McGuire, Adam, only one Kenobi.
John McGuire. John's always first to get the comments in. John McGuire, he's good.
How you doing, only one Kenobi? Good to see you. Papa Gord, I love Papa Gord.
I've gone back. We've seen all that chat. There we go. You're coming in so quick. You just have to keep on it.
I'm dreading doing the when I do it. I'm going to mess it up. I can see it. I get a computer. I'm going to mess
Salacious Rum Biker Scout.
Dave.
No, you haven't missed it. I haven't done it yet. I forgot to do it. I didn't even know what that bloody day it was.
Yeah, so you're going to be able to handle all these. You got to do all these like little trailers I've been doing when you do it.
Oh,
Nice. I don't think you're gonna. You think StreamYard would have like a coaching thing where you could go on and just pretend to do it, and just learn how to do everything? You think there'd be like a, you know what I mean? Something like a training, so you could learn to do it, and it would show you, and you could just like practice for a while before you could do it the first time.
I'll be messaging you, Tez. Hey, Tez, will you make a trailer for this week?
No, well, yeah, I'll keep doing them.
Thank God.
Well, no, wait a minute. You can do a private StreamYard when you start it up. Click private. Because I did that to test a connection with a Because I was thinking of doing a video night, but you can't go live public with a video night because the video could be copywritten. So I was gonna just like put the link out there for everybody to join, but not do it public and make it private.
Yeah.
And so I did it one day as a private live stream to test my connection and make sure I could get it all to play and have things work in it. And then I just deleted it. You know,
that sounds like a good idea. Especially when you're pressing on, because that's my only issue. He's getting. I want to get as many comments in, you know, like Tez is doing, and that's my only issue because I've been talking away for getting it. Maybe gives you a good idea.
Not everyone, not everyone does the live streams. Actually, they let the chat just do their own thing and they just talk, don't they? Some people.
Yeah, I know. We love everybody in the chat, so we've got to make sure different strokes. Different strokes.
What are you talking about, Andy?
What are you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, what you talking about?
Oh yeah, do you like it?
Yeah, but a sponsor there,
Sponsor there, yeah.
Oh,
I only live stream? So
should I go get mine?
Yeah,
I've got one of those. I've got one of those patches.
Yeah, I've got to get one. I should do my own patch. I've got to get my own patch done, or something, T-shirt or something.
I do coasters. I'll introduce you coasters, good toe coasters. Yes, your Cyborg one. He's my first Red Bubble customer.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's flocked up. Yeah.
That's flocked up, man.
I'll tell you what is flocked up. We've got Josh down there, and he's waiting. Look.
Yeah, bring Josh in here.
There we
Bring
go.
him in.
Let's whoop-a-doo there. Put him on that. There we go.
Took a nap there for a second, guys.
We'll get the guest there.
I have to start by saying nobody puts Shabby in the corner. I'm just
there we go. Put him in the middle there. There we go.
There we go. There we go.
Mix around. That's better.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Josh. How are you, pal?
I'm good.
Hey, we were talking about you before. Did you not realise how good looking our Josh is when you saw him on Three Monkey Lizard? We were all like that, weren't we? Bloody hell. Look who he is.
He's a double for Tom Selleck.
Put us all to bloody shame. Everyone was like, I made a pig. He came on glamorous. Bloody hell, beautiful.
Even on my Airwolf trailer, I showed my wife and she went, who's he?
That's Josh Anderson. I said,
It's all in the eyebrows.
What are you going to do?
It's all in the eyebrows.
Can you do the rock? Can you lift one eyebrow? Do the rock? Yeah, there you go.
Great.
Yeah. Hey, it was. Been watching our videos in class again, Andy. I honestly thought he was showing our videos to the class, you know, on an interactive whiteboard at the back.
All right, a big projector.
Yeah, and I'm like, my videos have got swear words in them.
This is how you speak proper English.
Yeah, this is how you speak proper English. Yeah, it's controversial.
Well, you might as well. According to my friend who's a teacher, he's lost all control over his students, and he's not allowed to discipline them. He's not even allowed to take away their phones if they're on their phones because it's now considered mental abuse.
I think teachers deserve a medal. Can you imagine me being a teacher?
I know. You would be. We would be fired in one day because we would say, "Sit down, and listen to what I have to say," and that would get us fired. We're not allowed to tell them that.
We had the cane. When I went to school, we had the headmaster he had a framed cane on poker table, like green cloth on the wall on hooks. You never used it, but I got the not the belt. It was like a piece of leather on the back of my hand
Not today. Not in the States.
Today.
No.
And I was shit scared of all my teachers from that day. I was just like, you get something thrown at you.
Yeah, because in UK, I don't know if it's in UK schools, we'd have the desks with the fold up thing, wouldn't we? And you put your stuff in there. So yeah, you do that. If you were doing that and you're messing about, you get a thing on you.
Yeah,
that was,
Well, we used to have a teacher being I used to throw the chalkboard clean that wooden one, and he'd throw it and you'd put your desk up and it'd bounce off it.
Yeah, I know. That's just good discipline, isn't it? You know. Yeah. They've got rooms now, the detention rooms and the coolers and stuff. They sit in there all day, don't they? Now.
No, my friend who's a teacher in Seattle now says detention is gone. They cannot send kids to detention. They can't suspend them. They can't expel them because that's all now considered mental abuse. So basically, the students just come if they pay attention or not. It doesn't matter. The teachers cannot do anything.
Oh my God! You need danger in me.
Yeah, so now the teachers are scared of the students now, rather than the students being scared of the teachers.
And I turned out all right.
I say hats off to teachers because what they got to deal with now, what they got to deal with now is just unbelievable.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was paddled in the cafeteria in front of the entire school when I was in the first grade. I mean. Yeah. I'm not damaged.
Yeah, right.
It makes you stronger. I don't know. You know, it just gives you a bit more respect. You know, we can all take a beating and turn out okay.
I had a teacher. I had a teacher that used to make you squat next to your desk, and you couldn't hold on to anything or put your hands down. If you did, you had to squat longer.
Wow.
Oh, that's just building your core, man.
That's
right. You know how your abs are gonna look. Your abs and your legs will look great after that.
Squatting like a baseball catcher.
I think I used to do that karate training when I was a kid. You had to squat. That was warming up at the beginning. You would put your arms out.
Well, what? Matt does karate. Oh, you
I used to when I was a kid.
What else? Throw me over his shoulder. Wax on, wax off. So.
I did a lot of that. I did a lot of waxing and waxing off when I was a kid.
Brilliant.
Oh dear.
I want to know why. Only one.
Yeah.
And then what happened? That's what
I ran out. All I can say is I ran out of wax. That's all I can say.
Oh. Then you went on to painting fences.
Woman ordered. Matt has to stay in.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, John.
I saw Matt out and about in an Airbus, so I know he can get out of the house now.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to come over.
It's scary, isn't it? It's scary. I work on airplanes. It's a bit worrying. So
I think it's a cool job, dude. I thought that was neat.
Yeah,
that was cool. That thing on Twitter this week when everyone's showing what they were doing for the day. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Janald.
So, have you got anything to show, Josh? Anything?
I actually it was a banner week for me. I mean, like you were saying earlier, the toy hunts are out and going strong, and I have to say, there's actually been a few things to find. I did, which I don't know if you guys have seen the new Bad Batch episode, but I picked up. Yes. I picked up a second one of these guys, and I'm glad that I did.
Yeah.
I mean, I love this figure. It's beautiful.
I love the green visor.
It just looks great. And I love to see more of that transition into the Stormtrooper helmet. I think it's really cool. And I mean, I already had the whole wave, but I mean, I just said, well, why not? You can never have too many Stormtroopers, you know? And then I also found these guys.
Cool.
And I actually found the whole wave. I got the Dark Trooper, the Death Trooper, and the other tank driver. And they were all just sitting there. They actually had a few of each. I was shocked.
Wow, isn't it?
And it's getting to the point now where this whole idea of getting the 112 is just killing me. So I'd much rather, since I'm an out of box collector anyway, I'd rather see them out on the shelf. So, And then I've tried to stay away from NECA. At first it was because I'd heard so many bad stories about the toys breaking and whatnot, but then they just kept making so many cool toys. So they announced the pre-orders for the April O'Neil from the Ninja Turtles, and I pre-ordered it, and I said, well, I've started down that rabbit hole, and then I just happened to come across this.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And it was just sitting there. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, and they're so screen accurate. It's insane. I mean, the fact that these are pictures of.
Is that soft goods? Is that all soft material? On
Splinter it is.
On Splinter it is, but Shredder it's plastic. It looks like it's soft.
It looks like material.
Yeah.
Can you get foot soldiers from the movie? And
I think
they have I think it's a 2-pack of foot soldiers, and then the 4 turtles, and then Casey Jones, which they're supposed to be doing, I think, an unmasked Casey. So I'm hoping to grab that. And then my final pickup was so I'm collecting the Motu Origins, and I also decided to get the little world's smallest.
Tiny.
And then I found this guy that scales perfectly with them, so I figured that would be a nice little combination there.
He probably would fit.
Yeah, he would fit perfectly.
Yeah.
Are they posable, those He-Men?
The legs are not, but the arms have. They just kind of move up and down at the shoulder. But and that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's just this week. So, like I said, it was a good week, and it's kind of with all the visits to the empty pegs and shelves. I figured I might as well take advantage of it and get what I can. So
this is it. We always find something, don't we?
Try to. Yeah.
Not pasties down here.
Except for pasties.
What about John? What have you picked up? Anything, John?
I'm impressed by that Lego ad he's got behind him.
I'm impressed with his Hawaiian shirt. Look at this.
I know, look at that. That's as well. Yeah.
Oh, look at that Leia. Oh,
nice. It's 3D printed. Yeah, we're gonna have to take the. Are you on a laptop?
Is that the Bobber? That's the Bobber thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, yes.
Oh, that looks wicked, doesn't it?
That looks awesome. Yeah, it really does.
Crumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna paint that? Are you gonna paint it?
Yeah, but I need to have the time to do that right now.
Yeah.
I've gone back to work, and that is. I mean, literally, once we get done today, I have to go back to work. So it's it's been killing me. I mean, I'm having to reopen a movie theater that's been closed for a year and a half.
Wow.
And,
so is that what you do? Is that what you do, Josh?
I run movie theaters. Have for 25 years. Yeah.
Wow. Cool job. Yeah.
It has its perks. I've got a lot of posters.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you have. Yeah.
Get to see films a bit earlier than everyone else, I guess.
I've seen the last, I don't know, 8. I mean, everything since the prequels, at least 2 or 3 days early. So
nice.
The sort of thing you're not going to get fed up of, is it? Really? Like, oh damn.
No, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of nice going after hours and starting up the projector and just sitting there and watching.
Man, what a job! Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and
are the projectors manned, or are they all?
It's all digital now. Everything's automated, and it's not like it used to. When I first started, we had 35 millimeter, and it was a lot of fun. I remember when I built episode 1, I had a flashlight upside down, or a torch, as you guys would call it, upside down with the light on, and I was just slowly pulling the film over the flashlight so I could read the opening crawl.
No way!
Yeah, it was super cool. So it was awesome. So there are perks. A lot of cool memories.
So. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Oh.
John. Let's have a look what John's got.
John got.
So not only the new Modoc, but I got the old
90s one.
I got the old Toy Biz 90s Modoc. So when I do that video, we'll be able to compare, and we'll be able to see the superior Toy Biz version from the 90s compared to this. What the heck is this thing that Marvel Legends put out? I don't know. I'm joking, of course. I'm joking, of course, right? You know the Marvel Legends is going to knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
But I also got, if I can lift this thing.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes.
Pixel Dan's book finally showed up.
Wow.
Freaking 25 inches thick.
Oh, my God.
This book, I mean, you guys would not believe this thing. I mean, it's alphabetical. It's got everything you could imagine in it. And, I mean, and they're all sides, all the stuff that comes with them. He talks about variants, if there's any variants, the card back, the front, everything. I mean, and it goes all the way from 82 to 2016. So it even includes it even includes the 2000X cartoon stuff and the classic series and all the, I mean, just like everything you can think of is in here. And it smells so good.
Oh, yeah, you always got to smell a new book, man. Always smell a new book.
It smells like new books. And hey, the Star Wars Day, this was $23. This was $23 on Amazon.
Wow.
So I bought one and it arrived, and I have opened this up and played with it, and I gotta say, I now think this would have been worth the full $50.
You're pleased with it.
This is a proper playset diorama. I mean, the versatility of this thing, like the floor is two pieces. The doors are separate. That wall, the white wall, is two different pieces here, and there's another side to it on the other side of this thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just like blown away by it, actually, and the figure is beautiful.
Still not got it yet.
Yeah. You could have got two, really, couldn't you? And then you could have,
for that price, yeah.
I just heard so many people bashing it that I just waited and I just got one to have one. But now, I wish I had bought two on that day for that price. And
Cool.
I just love it. I love it. I really do. I love it.
It's weird, isn't it? America will do that, but UK Amazon won't do that. It's a strange thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
And the flea market I went to, I picked this up.
Yeah.
I've got to open it. I really like this. This is cool. So I'm going to do an opening of that, show that thing off.
And
I got my Lego Looney Tunes minifigures.
Oh, right, yeah.
It started. There's Marvin the Martian.
Yes.
Where's my plutonium motivator? But I've got a few more left to open, so we'll see what those.
Oh yes, I saw you posted those pictures the other day. They were Have you got those in the UK, the Looney Tunes? Have you got them over here yet? I don't think we have. Have we? I've not seen them.
That's pretty well. Oh, if you guys seen this thing yet? Hold on. I got lucky and found one of these. The two.
Oh, you chummy, don't you?
Oh, you're not allowed any chubby.
But my box is bent and ruined. But I couldn't pass it up. It was the only one they had. And I was like, I think this is so hard to find that you just got to get it, even if the box is wrecked.
But listen to that again. A Target exclusive. It's hard to find. There should be rows of them in Target.
Right? Yeah. Why not?
It's like one or two per shop, isn't it? If
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good, right? Yeah.
Even in that state, the figures are still going to be worth a lot, and I think it's something that people want. That skeletal. So.
Oh, that sounds horrible, Pixel.
It was psychopath. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah. Where was your school? Tower and Dungeon.
Yes. It's all about the music, though. Piano. Yeah. Oh,
good stuff, John. You'll like Dave's channel. It's good.
Yeah, it's good stuff on his channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just subscribed also, so yeah.
Luke's here.
Hey, Luke.
Yeah.
Good old Luke.
Richie, stop what you're doing.
Oh. So I haven't seen the Bad Batch. This third episode. Has everybody seen it yet?
Yeah, I've seen it. I watched it at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I just watched it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
I was talking to Gav. Gav was going to work and I was going to bed.
Just watched it. I liked it.
Is it a good episode?
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Solid storytelling, really is.
Yeah.
And it's a lot darker than any of the ones that done before.
Yesterday's was because I'm not going to give it away because the lads haven't watched it, but I agree with that, Josh. Yeah,
there was some stuff that happened. Yeah, I was surprised.
Chipotle.
Is it how many episodes? Is it like a standard sort of like Attack of the Clone, like Clone Wars? Is it?
I think it's darker than the Clone Wars. What do you think, Josh?
Definitely, yeah.
Do we
right from the start? Yeah.
Do we actually know how many episodes are in this series? We don't really know.
I think I heard 15 or something like that.
Yeah, there's got to be somewhere in the teens because they're slowly rolling this out. So it's not something that's only going to be 4 or 5 episodes. It's got to be 12, 15, something like that. Yeah.
16 episodes. That's what it is.
16.
16.
Okay. Yeah,
but I tell you what, the way they're building each individual character is brilliant. I've got it's not just the same routine every week. You're actually learning every week about one of them. Do you know what I mean? And I'm loving it. I think it's a great story.
Crosshairs is probably one of the coolest looking.
My favorite.
But
super cool.
I'm not giving it away, but the new armor he's got now, he looks even meaner now.
Yes.
So
I love that tattoo on his eye, that target tattoo. It just looks so cool.
Yeah.
It's mean.
Yeah.
Can we get Pixel Dan on then, shall we?
It'd be nice if someone can get him on because I've asked and he's super busy. But I think it's been a year since I've asked him. So when I asked, I think he was still working on this stuff, which was keeping him really busy. So
I see it's on Amazon to buy. I think I might pick it up. So
Oh no! Thank you, Dave. That's
good.
Great stuff. This is what it's all about. There was a thing on Twitter yesterday that kind of annoyed me about people's collections and what people have got, what people haven't. And I don't speak for anybody else except for me. I love everybody's collection. I don't care if you have a bookshelf, and I don't care if you've got a museum full of stuff. What it is for me is the passion, the ambition, and the friendship that everyone in this community has for each other, regardless of how much stuff they have. It shouldn't be about how much stuff you have.
Mine's bigger than yours.
Listen, you'll get some guy with a bookshelf, and on that bookshelf, he'll have something that you haven't got, that you want. And so that's what it's all about to me. For people to spend time sharing the collections, making friends with everybody, getting to know each other, finding out about other collections that you don't collect, that somebody else does. That's what it's all about. It's nothing to do with how much stuff you've got. I couldn't care less how much stuff you've got. Do you know what I mean?
Plus, I like the diversity because, like, the other day when my brother and I were with my mom going through that flea market, we ran across like hundreds of starting lineup and sports-related action figures that I know nothing at all about. So I'm like looking for someone to educate me. I'm like, who in our toy group collects these things and can educate me on starting lineup and sports related toys? Because that's the section of the toy market that I almost know nothing about at all. You know?
But the thing is, well, is you can't compare any of us over the simple reason. Some of us have been collecting all our lives. Some of us have been collecting 5 minutes. So you can't sit there and say, oh, well, that person hasn't got that much stuff, or this person's got... Because we all collect differently. We've all started differently. Do you know what I mean? We should... I'm just a firm believer of that, embracing everybody's collection, regardless of the size. So...
You've got it. It's fine. No, you were breaking up.
Oh, sorry. Am I all right now?
Yeah.
Right, sorry. I was just saying, you know, I just love everybody's collections. It doesn't matter to me how big it is. You know what I mean? Just think everyone should support each other.
Yeah.
We all do.
So.
You know, as I say, we're all good mates. We speak to each other every day.
Well, That goes back to the question that popped up earlier. So while we were talking with Josh, someone said, "How did we all meet?" Well, this is exactly how we all met.
Yeah,
we all met in this toy community and just started talking to each other.
Just doing streams,
there was. That's how we all met, you know.
Yeah. And we all collect differently, exactly right. But what we have got in common is like what Smuggler's just said, is we're all like-minded. You know, you can watch Josh's, or you can watch Dude's Nerdery or Tim's Boss Bounty, and we all collect differently. But that's the best thing about it. You know, if we all collected the same and had the same stuff, it'd be a bit boring, this community, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? So
because it's kind of, you collect a certain way. You're like, wish I could collect something like this, but then you can go and watch someone who does, and then experience it.
Decide if you want to,
and meeting new people like Dave. Like I met Dave today, Dave World Toys. So after this stream, I'm gonna go check out some of his videos and learn about a whole new collection that he's got. We can't go visit each other's houses. If we would, we could. But even without COVID, it's almost done. It's not feasible because we all live in different states or different areas of the country, different areas of the world. You know what I mean? So it's hard, but we can do it through these videos that we all put up. You know?
I mean, look at me. I've got nothing.
I'm just
staying for the fun. So, I agree with you. It's like you say about Dave. Oh, you watch Empire Toys. Those lads don't collect the things I collect, but that's what I find it fascinating. As toy collectors, I don't think we should ever shut our mind up about watching like Black Series. That's it. We should open it to everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
I think whatever you collect, people still have the same problems collecting and just stories and everything, don't they? So.
I was always welcoming. That's the thing. I think we're very, very lucky to have the lads in this community we have, because we're all welcoming. Do you know? I have letters up, and I'm not going to say, but I've had letters saying, "Oh, thanks for inviting me." Utter nonsense. Thank you for coming in. That means a lot more to me. People coming in and meeting new people and embracing new people. I love it. That's my favourite thing about this collecting business.
Well, I don't think there's been I mean, I've known you for over a year. You like over for a year now. There's never been any arguments or any arguments. We don't give that like argumentative Twitter thing and like you said this, no, you said that. We don't.
I can't be one of those people. I'm not here. We've all got families. We've all got lives. We've all got jobs. This, first and foremost, is what we do for escapism. So the last thing I want to do is bring any drama into something I'm escaping from. As soon as I turn this camera off, I'm back to work, I'm back to paying my bills, I'm back to feeding my kids, I'm back to doing this. So this is why on earth would I want to spend my time on Twitter or on YouTube or on live streams arguing with people, being funny with people? It's not my personality. I love this. Do you know what I mean?
I mean,
that's the way it should be.
I mean, you can get. I mean, I think before I met you lot, I was like on that sort of YouTube bandwagon where it was like, oh, I'm only looking at the people who are slagging off Star Wars. Like, I was in, for a few years, I was just like anti this, and then you lot just like blew it all away from me.
That's after the problem. That's what YouTube pushed, because the algorithm's good for those things.
They
push it on you. They don't push the smaller channels that have got the really interesting stuff. They just push the.
I just don't want there to be people out there that watch us or watch John's or watch anybody else's YouTube channel, see us on Twitter and think, well, I've only got a small collection, so I won't get involved. Get involved. I want everybody involved. Do you know what I mean? This isn't a secret VIP club that we've all. It's welcoming and open to everybody. And the nicest thing is the lads, like all these four around me, is that when I meet new people, I know the welcome that they're going to get off everybody in the chat and everybody on this stream. And that's what makes me feel so proud to be part of this community, knowing that if I invite somebody in and say hello, everyone's going to make them feel welcome. And that's the best thing about this whole collecting business.
And like I said, like with my request about the sports related, starting lineup, the other thing is, don't be afraid if you collect something different. Because that's a lot of times that's what we want. We're looking for something different, So if you feel like, well, I'm not into Star Wars, I only collect Hot Wheels and whatever, it's like, so what? You can join this community. We're all collectors. We're all into toys. So it doesn't matter which niche you fit into. You're still welcome in the group as a whole,
You've got people Star Wars figures. You've got collections like chocolate chips. Do you know? But we're all in the same community. We all admire what each other has got. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no one better than anybody else. That's what it's all about to me.
Yeah.
We're all on the same page. You know, the most important thing to me is that we all are welcoming to each other. We all are positive to each other about each other's collections. I would never want someone to come off Twitter and feel bad about their collection because somebody else said something about it. That's ridiculous. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah. Well, so misunderstood by non-toy collectors. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I like Ev's comment there. It does. It takes us to new planets, fighting monsters, flying spaceships.
It totally does.
Of course it does. That's what it's all. Listen, we're all lads in our 40s collecting toys. If this isn't fun, don't be here. Do you know what I mean?
That's right. I'm off.
I'm off. Yeah. I mean, has anybody because Josh works in the movie industry. It's cinema. I guess everybody's a geek there, yeah.
Otherwise,
yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask: did you keep any of the trailers? Any trailers for any movie? Like,
I have trailers for episode 1, 2, and 3, the teaser and the theatrical trailers, and then I have all of the trailers for the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Oh
my god!
Yeah. Back when you'd get the films in like 4 or 5 canisters and have to cut them. Did your theater have that giant flat plate where you would put, it lays almost, it doesn't go up and down like you'd think a projector. It lays down on this giant spindle.
It's called a platter system. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. And you'd have to cut 4 or 5 reels together to make it into this big thing. Yeah. But every time you spliced them, you would have a couple frames left over. Did you keep those little cuts? Did you guys do that? And did you keep that?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
No comment.
Yeah.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
No.
Yeah, because he still works there. But like,
John, what will happen is when he moves the camera, you'll just see loads of film on the other side of the
Because I had friends in New York that worked for a theater, and when they cut together episode 1, they gave me some of the trimmings.
No way.
Yeah,
brilliant.
And I love those things. They're just so cool. You hold it. Oh, look at that!
Wow. When you're putting a reel together, you get like, do you get like handles so you can get like a bit of the reel before have the same reel of footage on the other reel? Is that what you have to get rid of?
See, that's not fair because you're in this business too. We know what you're talking about. What?
Using handles, man. Using headers.
I just went on to rewind.
Sorry. Let's talk about editing and splicing. Sorry.
Well, I mean, it really depends. Sometimes it's really tough when it's a scene transition when it goes from one reel to the other. Like if there's a fade to black or something like that, and you have to actually get out and count the frame lines and everything, and then you get to where you actually can't see the frame lines and you're actually counting the sprocket holes, and so but you have to make sure that it's all there, so but you do need to leave one frame on the end of the head and tail of the reel, and then that way you can match it all up and make sure that whoever gets it next can make sure it's put together correctly and in the right order. Wow. And then we would always screen them ahead of time to make sure that we put them together correctly. And sometimes you can do everything right, and there's just an issue with the film being printed. I remember there was a film one time that the soundtrack was actually printed down the middle of the screen, or down the middle of the image. So as it was going through, you could just hear like scratching sounds from the film passing through, and then just see these squiggly lines going up and down the middle of the picture. And that was for like 22 minutes of the movie. But so we obviously had to get a new copy. But it doesn't happen like that anymore with digital. It's a lot more refined now.
Yeah.
So happy birthday to Monkey. Happy birthday, Monkey.
Oh yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
No, Josh, with digital, is it a download or do they actually send you a physical digital drive or something that you plug in?
Sometimes it comes in a hard drive that we have to plug in and download into the system, and then most of the time though it comes via satellite and it's just downloaded directly. Yeah.
So are you a fan of digital or film?
I mean, it's 50-50 for me. I appreciate the fact that the image quality doesn't degrade with the digital image. You can get a lot crisper image. The colors are more vibrant. The sound typically is better. But at the same time, there is something to be said about those older films being on film. It just feels more organic as it goes through. It's because it's not a bunch of pixels and everything. It actually looks like it's supposed to. Sometimes things look odd.
That's so funny you should say that, because we just watched the Spaghetti Western, Sergio Leone's trilogy. Me and Jude watched all Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, A Few Dollars More, and it looks cool because it's on old film. It looks old, which I think gives it more of an edge to it, if you will. You know what I mean? But if that looked old, it wouldn't be the same thing, would it? Yeah. So I agree with that.
You say 8K film, 8K digital. I mean, you can project it on the moon, but you can kind of do the same with film, because you can make a single frame of film as big as you want with a projector, I guess.
Yeah, as long as you got enough light behind it.
Yeah. Well, I like what I think there was a documentary about. I think it's Scorsese and Keanu Reeves did a documentary going around interviewing directors and filmmakers, like Steven Spielberg and George Lucas, all the big hitters, and they were saying whether digital was better and whether than film. But what I think Scorsese said it best, where he said, if you get a digital 8K film, you got it on a hard drive, and that hard drive has got to be spinning round, or it's going to degrade. But every digital drive with a movie has to be archived onto film, because the best way of archiving a movie is having it on physical film.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So it's always archived back onto film, which is weird.
Wow.
There you go.
Well, I don't know where you guys sit in your movie theaters, but I'm sort of like 2 or 3 rows from the back. I'm not against the wall, but I'm 2 or 3 rows down, because I always felt like the sound hits me the best when I'm 2 or 3 rows from the back and I'm right in the middle. Yeah. But even there, I could always hear the of the film of the projector, and I miss that sound now. I go into a theater expecting that to be like part of my background noise, and I miss it, and the flickering of the lights sometimes when it comes off. But
I always remember as a kid, you look up, you see the light coming out, you see the smoke in the light. I used to I went to the cinema, see the smoke in the light. You know?
Yeah. Josh, have you got a favourite seat that you always sit in when you go and sit down? Is there always almost sit in that seat? Is there?
I prefer to sit about 2/3 of the way back from the screen, as close to the center as possible. I feel like if you're too close, you can't really take in all of the image.
Exactly.
And you don't want to strain your eyes. You don't want to constantly be having to look side to side or hold your head up like this, and you want to get a good feel for the surround sound as well. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of it.
Yeah. I took my wife to see a film for Valentine's Day, 50 Shades of Grey.
I'm sorry.
I was at the very, very front row.
Oh no!
Like this.
Oh no!
Hey, Tess, did you hear him say, I told my wife like he didn't want to go?
Very disturbing having a nipple that close to you when you're right sort of.
Oh my god, Matt's got it on 4K, isn't he?
Very disturbing.
I remember
I will never do that again.
The new film I remember sitting at the front was when the Blair Witch.
Oh,
I sat at the front, and it was. I had to go and sit. I had to go and sit in on the steps, because it was just like, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't know. I watched the whole Blair Witch in the cinema like that.
Did you? Oh yeah, it was quite. Yeah.
Frightened me to death. Yeah, frightened me to death.
Yeah. Have you ever walked out of a film?
Steiner walked out of Indiana Jones 4. He was fuming. He was fuming. That's one of my best cinema experiences ever. Was Arsai on that film? He hated it.
I'm trying to think of the film now. What was the film with the girl and had samurais in it, and she was fighting robots and stuff, and she was
pretty good.
Oh, the manga,
Sucker Punch.
That's it. Sucker Punch.
Punch.
That was
I like Sucker Punch. I
so
like that
misleading. I thought, what's this film? And I was totally not what it's expecting now.
It looks good. Zack Snyder, isn't it? It looks great.
It looks amazing. And it was like, this is not what I was expecting. Yeah.
No.
The only film I've ever strained my eyes at, what Josh was saying before, was Solo. It was so dark at the start. I was like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Have you walked out of any movies, John?
No, I don't walk out. But my dad has walked out because periodically at certain times, if it's a big enough film, I can get him to go with me to a fictional movie. And he almost always walks out. The only one he did not walk out of in recent years was The Force Awakens. He actually made it through because he likes Harrison Ford as an actor.
Oh, yeah.
But he walked out of Lord of the Rings. I took him to that. He walked out after like the second or third monster. I think it was probably the third monster. And he was just like, all I saw was a bunch of guys running through the forest, and they ran through the fields, fought a monster. They fought a monster. Then they ran over there and fought a monster. Then they ran over there and fought a monster. He goes, what's the point? If all you're going to do is run around and fight monsters, what's the point?
The only film I ever watched at the start was, watching at the very front, was The World Is Not Enough, Pierce Brosnan James Bond movie. And I saw it over in, and I thought James Bond wasn't that big over here. And the reason I had to sit right at the front is because it was packed. I couldn't believe it. I thought, a James Bond movie? Do you know what I mean? I didn't realise it was so big in America. Yeah. And that was a nightmare looking up like that for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I think I've walked out on 2 movies. Hostel.
I could understand that.
I was like, oh no, I can't. Oh, this is. Oh no, I can't.
Oh yeah,
that's the category that I consider to be called torture films, which I don't like.
I mean, I like Saw and stuff like that.
I don't mind Saw.
I don't like those.
Well, Hostel was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I did go and see the second one with my friends. All right, Angela, I went to watch it. Yeah, I did see the second one, and there's another film. It was a Brit flick. It starred the Welsh guy who played in Spider-Man. Played the lizard. What's his name?
Rhys Evans.
Yeah, him. And it was called Rancid Aluminium. It was like a British. It was after like Lock, Stock had come out, and everybody's sort of making those British crime movies.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
No, Rancid Aluminium. It's awful. That was an awful film. So yeah,
was Danny Dyer in it?
No. Yeah, and I didn't. Oh yeah, tennis. There we go.
So, speaking of accents, what the heck kind of accent does Omega have? Because sometimes she'll have a sometimes she'll have a sentence that is just like me talking, but then she'll get to know and go no or something.
She sounds just like Darth Vader. She sounds just like him.
And I'm like, why is she speaking like without an accent for like 10 words, and then suddenly goes no? Or
can you make it bigger, Simon? Can you make it bigger?
Make that bigger.
No, because if you listen to Darth Rock's his accent, you can pick it up. Yeah. That's why I know she's New Zealand.
So it's New Zealand. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So certain words are really stressed with an accent, and then others just sort of blend. Yeah. It's just weird. To me, it was just weird. I was like, is this actor doing it right? Like, I have no idea.
I believe.
Have you ever seen the actress who plays her? She's gorgeous. She's absolutely really pretty girl who plays her.
Yeah.
What do you say, John?
And is she really from New Zealand? Is that what you're saying?
I was saying that I believe she really is from New Zealand.
Yeah. Okay. I have a feeling that this character Omega is going to be a big character. I think she's going to be the standout by the time we're done with this series. You know.
Definitely.
What do you think she is then? What's your theories?
I really, really, really hope that she is not force sensitive. I don't want to see but I think that her ability is like a combination of the other 4.
Yeah.
Or whatever. They were trying, like she was the next step, like in their experiments. And I think that they were trying to combine all these enhanced properties into one being, and that's who Omega is.
And I guess they've made her female so she can reproduce and make more people. So
how'd we lose Tez?
Oh no!
But there's something also I think that because you know how they have whenever you speak of gods and things, creating man and everything. There's always the God creates the Alpha and then the Omega, and the prime example of what the gods create is always the Omega. So I have a feeling that if you're looking at the Kaminoans as cloning and creating life, she's the ultimate Omega of what they've created, the ultimate end result of their whatever. And so that's why she's named Omega also, because if you go back into mythology and look at, the gods creating us, mankind, there was always an Alpha and an Omega, and the Omega was the supreme version of what they created, which technically would be all of us if you could believe those mythologies,
Has there been a clone in Star Wars that's force sensitive? I don't think there has there?
Well, there in Legends there was, because Jorah Seaboth was a clone, but he was an insane clone. He went insane because of the Force and the cloning process. So a lot of the clones, a lot of Force sensitive clones, even in Legends, were not perfect. Something went wrong because of the Force interacting with that non-natural life form, So
she definitely seems to have some sort of clairvoyance or deep intuition or something.
Some kind of empathy or deep intuition.
Because the way that it's all about that conversation she has in the first episode with Crosshairs when they're all caged up together, and she basically tells him what's going to happen. And when she says that it's not your fault, they did it to you. So I don't know what exactly that means, but she and I also feel like it's an implication that later down the road he may not necessarily become a good guy, but he may end up maybe sacrificing himself or something to save the group, because he's going to realize the error of his ways, and that's further emphasized by some things that happened in the recent episode as well.
Because I think that device, without Tez here, maybe we could say it, but the device that we saw in this third episode could be used to fix that. And then,
it's funny because she said something like that again. I'm not going to spoil it, in yesterday's episode. So that's twice she said something about Crosshair now. So you're right there, Josh. You could be onto something there.
And what I mean by Force sensitive is I don't want her to turn into a Jedi. And be a full on lightsaber wielding, turn into Ezra. Do you know what I mean? But if she's sensitive in the same sense that we all know Poe and Finn are sensitive to the Force, because it gives them that edge in battle that other people don't have, but they're not turning into Jedi. You know what I mean? So I think there's another class of people that we're just now starting to meet that are sensitive to the Force, but never really trained in it. So they can't really become a Jedi, but they can tap into whatever they call it, their own instinct, their own talent. But really what they're doing is they're slightly tapping into the Force and giving themselves that slight edge over everybody else.
Well, aren't the Sith troopers, the red Sith troopers, supposed to be Force sensitive or something like that?
Were they really? I didn't know that.
I believe that they are somehow imbued with the dark side or something to that effect. So perhaps that's a precursor to something along those lines. Maybe building an army of more effective soldiers because of their intuition and whatnot.
Interesting.
Very.
Do you know what happened then? The wife turned the internet off. And sorry, I've turned the wrong plug off. I'm like, what?
It wouldn't be one of our kids without one of us going,
sorry.
Nothing to do there.
I've just had two people Tess, you've gone off the screen. I'm like, whoa.
So wait a minute. Once you start.
Sorry.
It's okay. We understand.
Sorry.
But I guess now what I'm wondering is, so once you, even though you sort of hosted and started the stream, it's not actually streaming from your computer then, right? It's on StreamYard's server. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, it must be. It just must be like a hub on there.
That's a good point. It's none of We never went off, did we?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Right. So the host, even if you lose the host. It doesn't shut down, so it must. StreamYard must be taking over.
Does this mean we can do it without Tez then?
You can do it now.
Then what's
interesting.
Yeah, just push him right out.
Oh.
Musical chairs. What are you doing?
I know he's placing them buttons, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You need Tez to turn it off though when it was like, well, we're not going live anymore because it'll just keep going live.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't. If I did the end broadcast, you would have gone on forever.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
That's what. Yeah, that's true. He'd have to end it. Yeah.
There we go.
Brilliant.
I don't know where I am on the chat because
just blast for it. Blast for
it. Isn't it blast through it? There we go.
Blast for it.
Omega.
Yeah, Omega Fett. There we go. Yeah.
Do you think she's Ray's mum? I'm not sure about that.
No. Why would that be? No.
Well, I don't know. You could sort of connect it, couldn't you? You could sort of, backtrack and we can do
grandmother or something.
That's a good point. Cody, we've not seen Cody, have we?
No.
I was surprised that Rex didn't show up in this episode, honestly.
Oh, Rex, that's a good point too.
Yeah, me too, because usually when they put out those trailers, they usually only have the first 3 episodes so he's going to be in the 4th one.
I would think so. Because
all that footage is usually from the first 2 or 3 episodes when they do those.
Yeah, because we'll see Rex at some point near the end, I'm guessing, won't we? So.
All right, Dave, got it. I'm learning so much.
Yeah. Well, you get a lot of those the StreamYard adverts on YouTube, and I think the guy in the advert says even if you
you mean the guy who goes, if you get a glitch on your webcam?
Yeah, if you get a glitch and your hair is so long. that guy.
He looked like an 80s metal rocker.
So funny that because I pressed on it once to learn how to do it, and I get nothing but bloody StreamYard adverts now.
Yeah, all the time. Oh.
Assault?
Yeah, maybe for the whole most.
I never thought of that either.
Well, Rex is in the trailer, isn't he?
Rex is in the trailer. That's why I was thinking. Yeah. That's why I was thinking he'd like what Josh was saying. He thought he'd be this episode, but maybe he's going to be next.
Yeah,
because usually those trailers are made up of the first 2 or 3 episodes. So if he's in the trailer, he'd be in the first few episodes. So
I know we've said it before, but the animation is out of this world. It just it's so good.
It's like a moving painting, isn't it?
But I was talking with Brandon and Phil and Paul from Paul's Collectible and Bailey about I have a feeling that this is going to be Dave Filoni's way of finishing up some things he never got to do in Clone Wars and Rebels. He can work it in, which is why Caleb Dune was in the first episode, and they changed what happened in the comic book.
Because
I was like, the writers of this are not idiots. They know going in. They had a big discussion in one of those rooms going in, saying, if we do this, we're going to wreck what happened in the comic book. And Disney, Star Wars, Lucasfilm has already said those comics are canon. So technically that's etched in stone. So you have to have a really damn good reason if you're going to change any of that and add Caleb into the Bad Batch's story.
You're right, because it was a 12-issue run, that Kanan one. I bought them. I loved it. So and they were sat around a bonfire, weren't they? It wasn't bad.
So they didn't do this on a whim. They didn't do it just on let's flight a fancy, let's do this. That's a cool idea. They actually discussed and sat down and thought of all the ramifications. And in the end, Filoni wants to tell something about Kanan Jarrus that he never got to tell later on in the series. So we're going to see Kanan come back, Caleb Doom come back and join up with the Bad Batch in some way, and they're going to help him disappear or whatever he needs to do to become Kanan. So I think we're going to see the evolution of Caleb Doom into Kanan at some point, and there's some story that he never got to tell that he wants to tell, and he's going to tell it in this. And then I think we're going to see other things like you said, Rex is coming back. Maybe we'll get lucky and see what Cody turns up and does. So a lot of these characters, we got to see the clone that married the Twi'lek girl and they had kids.
That was awesome.
We got to revisit them and see where they went and what's going to happen. So I think like this, that was something that I think Dave wanted to go back and flesh out, like what happened to those guys. I never got to tell them during the Clone Wars what happened. So now I can tell what happened using the Bad Batch. And we might see the Syndulla family and the connection between what we saw in the Clone Wars and Hera Syndulla in Rebels, so we might see some evolution of the Syndulla family when they go back and revisit them or something. I'm just guessing here, but I'm just saying there's a lot of connections and loose threads that Filoni could now tie up and work with. Using the show,
So, he's got more Boba stories to tell. Ventress is another character they could bring into it.
Exactly.
I've got to get Ventress in it.
She'd be dead now, though, won't she? She died in Dark.
They've already been talking about possibly retcanning that book.
Yeah.
The novel.
That's one of my favorite top 3 books.
It's a good novel, but maybe we'll see a version of it. Maybe we'll see a version of it.
It was supposed to be like a 4-part Clone Wars.
It was.
Yeah. They even did the rough animation for it. So
Christy Golden's one of the best Star Wars writers, I think. So, I mean, her books are something else.
Yeah. I want to see Vader show up. I mean, I'm just waiting for
that. Would be cool too, yeah.
Tarkin's, I love Tarkin in it. And me and Matt were talking last week about it, saying that I love the references about the clones and that, why they're getting rid of him. And how, Tex said it's so ironic that we all had numbers and now they want numbers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So good. It was really good.
I hear that rumor every day.
Yeah, I hear it every day, and then I hear she gets stated every day, and then she gets kicked out again, and then reinstated again.
People making stuff up, isn't it? So
I watched the husbands did a documentary on the Bee Gees for HBO, and I watched it last night. Frank Marshall. It was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it.
Was it?
It was so good. There was loads of stuff in it that you just don't. But HBO makes great documentaries, but the Bee Gees are superb, aren't they? So it's really good. Oh, Chris Smith.
Yeah,
my dad thinks a headed woman. Sorry,
has everyone seen the pictures of the new He-Man?
Yeah, I like
it.
What the Kevin Smith one?
Yeah.
Is there a trailer out, or is it just stills?
May 20. The trailer's like the 23rd or 27th.
That's why I can't find one. I was looking for one today. Where's the He-Man trailer?
I just started laughing to myself because I said just a week ago, they were like, what if they make all new figures and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I'll get He-Man and Skeletor because I wouldn't mind having the different versions of He-Man and Skeletor. But that'll probably be it because I'm sold on this Origins line. I don't think I'm going to go deep dive into a whole nother line. And then I saw all those pictures of the figures, and I was like, "Oh, I'm in 100%. I'm buying them all."
I'm not sure. I'm collecting it, and then I saw the pictures, and I went, I don't know.
Yeah,
they do look good.
I think I'm going to stick with the Origins figures for me. I think so. I'm not. Yeah,
I love the Origins figure. I just love them. What a collection!
Yeah, I watched the cartoon. I make my mind up. So
yeah. But it really looks in the style. The cartoon looks a lot like the style of the 2000X one. I thought.
Done it? Really the same people that have done is it Castlevania on Netflix?
Yeah, same animated, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it was meant to be 2 animated series of He-Man. So this one that Kevin Smith's done is the adult one. And what's the other one? Is the other one done more? Because I know he's taking it from the 80s cartoon, but it doesn't look like the 80s cartoon. Yeah, granted, the outfits do, and but the animation is different. So is it? I don't understand what the other one is. Then what's the other one?
It was the adult one. The Kevin Smith one carries on from where we left it as kids, I think. And the kiddie one is just like a more kiddie one.
A reboot, isn't it? It's like a kiddie reboot. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Jonathan, in the deluxe pack, it comes with the original head, so you can just swap it over. There you go.
Yeah.
The He-Man thing is, I've been reading it on Twitter, and it's getting a lot of flack for kind of pronouns. He-Man. It's like, well, you know.
What a lot of bum crump. That's all
She-Ra, all right? He-Man and She-Ra are being molded into the same cartoon. So
Yeah.
Why don't you complain about She-Ra then?
Yeah.
Exactly. Get to France with all that nonsense.
Can't men be heroes anymore?
Anyway,
Anyway, let's not go down that road.
No, I'm not going down that line. I love this line. And to be perfectly honest, as a toy collector, the quality, the price, the look of them, what you can do with them, kids can play with it, adults can display it. There's nothing to complain about. So that's just nitpicking if you're going to start all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stick with the Origins. I think a lot of people will do. So, they are classics. Yeah.
Of course, we only have the Origins line for one more year, right? Isn't it? Isn't that when
I just better start buying them then, because
isn't that when Mattel doesn't Mattel lose it in January of 2023?
Does it? Because they've held on for all this time, haven't they? They've given it to other people.
Why can't they just
Mattel? Like a couple years ago, Mattel made a deal with was it Warner? Was it Warner Brothers or something? They sold all their properties. But they said, in the deal, they said they could continue making toys until 2023. In January of 2023, it transfers to the new company, and Mattel loses everything. So they're going to make
pushing it all
but
out.
now that it's popular again, Mattel's like, oh crap, we made a mistake.
So we're probably not going to get a full wave, are we? Of figures. So.
They rock.
Yeah.
I know. Just leave them alone.
Just call it Masters of the Universe. That's what I'll have to call it.
So, Josh, how did you get involved with us lot? Tell us your story, kid. Are you going to make a YouTube channel, or how did you find us? That's what I want to know.
How did I find you guys? I don't know. No. I basically, like many people, I found myself in the pandemic just bored and nothing else to do. Can't go out, can't do anything. You can only binge watch so much television. So you start surfing the internet and checking out YouTube and peeking at videos. And it started out with toy restoration videos. I got really heavy into toy polloi, and from there I just kind of, as other things were recommended by YouTube and its wonderful algorithm, I eventually found my way to you guys, and then I watched some of Shabby's videos and some of Tez's videos and commented on them, and they were like, hey, come and join the group on Twitter and everything. And I've been staunchly against all social media my entire life.
Me too, really. I've been the same.
Never had anything to do with any of it. I don't have a Facebook. I never have. I didn't have a MySpace back in the day or any of that kind of stuff. When the internet, when the internet first started out as the thing to do, I went into a couple of chat rooms and was like, okay, this is just garbage. I don't, most of these people are making up facts about who they are and everything else, and it's toxic and everything, and I see the drama that comes from it in all the people around me, so I've always stayed away from it. But I just enjoyed watching the content that all of you guys were putting out so much, and then conversing in the live streams and stuff like that, and I after I got the invite, I was like, I might as well go ahead and break down and do it. And so then I joined, Twitter and Instagram, and just to kind of become part of the group.
I've got to say, of everybody in the community, I think Josh is he's in every chat and every stream. He is.
You are loved, Josh. Loved in the community,
but it's good. It's all coming to an end now. I mean, a lot of that was because I was out of work. So now it's and it's really tough working in the theaters because a lot of the content comes out on the weekends, and Friday and Saturday especially are just nights. Shot for me. So
I mean, did you get a lot of downtime at work? Periods where you... I
can't imagine you would.
I'm trying to think there.
No, not really. I mean, there's a flow to it. I mean, you just kind of cycle a rinse and repeat sort of thing. You basically you open the doors, the crowd comes in, you get them into their movie, and then you clean up the mess, and then the next they leave, you clean up that mess, and the next crowd comes in, and then it's you go from there.
Yeah.
So you just kind of go through that cycle.
Josh, how did you feel then? I mean, especially you've been in the movie, theatre business all these years, about channels like HBO putting movies in straight away. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's scary for anyone that's in the industry, but the reality of it is they are never ever going to make. but they're never going to make the same money off of a streaming network that they will in theaters. They're just not. When you've got something like Endgame that makes $3 billion worldwide.
Movies, aren't they? So
I mean, even if they're splitting it 50-50 with the theaters, which in some cases they are, in some cases they're getting far more. So, I mean, they're never going to hit those sort of numbers by selling subscriptions to a streaming service. And I think this was just basically a way for them to get product out that maybe they weren't 100% confident with, or maybe just so that they can progress the plots within like the MCU and things like that. So I feel like ultimately we're going to go back to what it was before. I mean, I know that they've made a lot of promises, like HBO Max, Warner Brothers was going to be releasing all of their product day and date on the streaming service as well as in theaters. But that's only for this year. They've already signed a deal to do different deals from film to film going forward. So there will be some movies that are exclusive theatrical releases. And even Disney...
Like A Quiet Place is only in theaters.
It's only in theaters.
And a lot of the theaters near me are opening on May 28th because of A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place.
So that's the first time... I just saw signs up today saying, we open May 28th to see A Quiet Place 2 only in theaters, and it's like on their marquee, and that's the only thing on their marquee is we open on the 28th.
Can't wait.
Come see The Quiet Place 2.
See, it works for me though, because there's been so many movies I've seen, like Kong vs Godzilla, Wonder Woman. I would never have gone to the cinema to see these shows, so I don't mind paying the $15 a month to watch them. Do you see? So of people like me, they're probably making more money off me sitting at home than they are me going to the theatre. Do you see what I mean?
It costs you over $150, doesn't it? To take the whole family to the cinema.
It's so much money, it's ridiculous. Exactly. Yeah.
They'll find a balance to it. What'll probably start happening is the films, at least the bigger films, like the Marvel movies, Star Wars, stuff like that, that will have an exclusive theatrical run for 3 to 4 weeks. And then what they'll probably do is have a window where it's available on their streaming network. So that way, if people want to wait a few weeks and then watch it on their streaming network, they can. And then they'll do a video release after that. So, I mean, they'll figure it out. They'll balance it all, and they'll find a way to actually make more money out of it all. So,
There's a good question, Josh. There, look.
What's the weirdest thing you found in the theatre?
A blow-up doll of Scarlett Johansson.
Prosthetic limbs.
I found it was very odd. It was in the Lego movie, the first one, and it was a chicken wing, and it was just like a small, like a buffalo wing, like it was actually like a drum, and it was chewed down to the bone. It was just the single bone just sitting on the floor right next to the seat, and I don't know why that's strange to me, but it was just kind of odd. I mean, I found all kinds of gross things. I've even had a customer actually die in my arms in an auditorium.
Was the movie that bad?
Oh no!
It must have been. It was. I'll never forget. It was Wind Talkers with Nicolas Cage. It's the World War II film about the Navajo Code. And it was right in the middle of a battle scene, and a man started having a seizure, and we turned the cleaning lights on, which kind of drowned out the image on the screen, but you could still hear explosions of machine gun fire and screaming and everything. And and there's a woman cries out, "Is anyone a doctor?" And this guy on the back row who sat there for an awkwardly long amount of time just watching it all happen decides to stand up and go, "I'm a doctor." And then he leaps over I mean, it literally was like something out of a movie. And he goes over, and we had to lift the man out of his chair into the aisle so they could try to resuscitate him. But he actually convulsed and seized up and died while we were lifting him, and he actually urinated down my arm because I was holding his leg. And it was it was an intense experience. But that's my favorite war story. But yeah, I mean, I've found people doing all kinds of things behind the dumpster, and you know, it's
I might know one of those guys.
Yeah. No.
It's happened a few times. Most of the time, people are pretty understanding about it. I mean, we have procedures that we follow in order to deal with the situation. It's usually.
I remember one of my friends disappearing at a nightclub once, and then we later on were like, "What the heck happened to you for that?" And he was like, "Well, you know that girl I met, we were behind the dumpster about that." Yeah. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Behind the what is wrong with you? You know, like why would you behind the dumpster? You know?" So I might know that guy.
When you guys say behind the dumpster, it always sounds a bit more. I don't know. We say behind the bins.
Behind the bins. It don't sound as dirty, does it?
Yeah. Behind the bins.
Behind the bins.
Behind the bins.
Yeah.
Oh, down back and skip.
Yeah.
So comment before, no, I never picked up those Filmation He-Mans. I'd like to though, because they were the proper He-Man, weren't they, from the cartoons? They were awesome, but I never got into them.
Yeah, they looked like the cartoon figures.
They did. They were brilliant.
So they're re-releasing Merman. They're re-releasing him. And the second releases looks more like the cartoon now, haven't they? We noticed that new Merman that's coming out.
Right.
The Origins Merman. Yeah, they bought the one that looks like Stinkor. It's the same body as Stinkor.
Yeah.
They've redone Merman now to look like the actual cartoon. He looks more
Evil Lyn as well. Evil Lyn, Matt. He's got
Evil Lyn.
The more paler skin than the yellow skin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing that with a lot. I think they're doing that with a lot of figures. So
I think Dave asked earlier where we all were from. I'm in South Florida. You're in North Carolina, Steve? Yeah.
I'm in Devon, in sunny Devon in England.
I'm in sunny Dorset.
Next county. Where are you, Josh?
Yeah. I'm up in Seattle.
Way, there we go.
Josh, why didn't I meet you when I lived in Seattle? What's going on?
Yeah.
It's funny that I move away from Seattle and I meet Andy and Josh and I meet this Josh and I'm like, why didn't I meet all these people when I lived there?
Man. I come away from England and now I'm surrounded by English blokes.
I know, yeah. Crazy. Yeah. I'll get rid of it.
Because I got to tell you, when I was there, I felt like I was on an island. There was very few of my friends collected toys at the level that I did. And I had one or two good friends that collected toys like I did. And I tried getting into the Star Wars Club.
Yeah.
I tried getting into the Star Wars Club, but never quite really clicked with them because they had been in it from the 90s. So there was like already this sort of solid group. And when someone new comes into that group, they still got to, it takes a while to sort of feel you out, I guess, you know, but so I clicked with one or two people, but never the whole group, you know.
I've got a question for you all. Do you feel, and this is for Josh as well, do you feel that ever since we've come into this community and we're all doing YouTube and we're all watching each other on Twitter, that you collect more stuff now than you used to?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I don't. I roughly still buy the same type. I mean, the things that come out, and I've probably bought more, but I don't think I've bought that much more because of it.
I think I was on a break of buying stuff. I mean, I spent the last before sort of doing YouTube and stuff. I spent the last sort of year and a half just purely buying retro Sega games. That was my mission. And before that, it was you know getting Transformers and getting labels for Transformers as well. So I've sort of like getting into, you know, I had one Black Series before I met Shabby, and now I've got nearly 14 and a half.
Nice. Sent your Black Series figures.
Yeah. So
that's brilliant.
So probably about the same. I mean, what I'm not used to is people sending me stuff.
No,
I was trying to buy Mega Drive games. I blame Tez.
I know, sorry.
All I keep doing now is looking on eBay is Mega Drive games. Hang on, I should be looking at figures. What am I doing?
I know. It's weird, isn't it? We switch. It's weird how you switch. Yeah. But I think
it's a nice change up. It's a nice change up.
Yeah.
So I like it. Yeah.
What was that?
Do you think you buy more because of the community you're in. Yeah,
definitely. I think it's just a matter of my more heightened awareness. There's so many more lines that I really had not looked at before.
Yeah.
And it suddenly piqued my interest, and it helps when you guys do these reviews, so I'm really getting an honest look at them and an opinion on them, and so it's dragged me into quite a few lines. Like I never thought that I would get into anything but Star Wars, but now I'm into Marvel Legends. I've started collecting some of the Jurassic Park stuff, G.I. Joe Classified. I've tried to stick primarily with 6-inch because I collected obviously as a kid, and then when I got into high school, I kind of stopped collecting. And then when I was, in my early to mid 20s, I kind of started to get back into it a little bit. I started with the Power of the Force 2 line, and because I thought they were going to be something huge, and they're all still mint on card, and they're worth like $6 each maybe. But it's cool. I mean, that really wasn't the point. It was more just to get back involved in it. And then I started collecting the 2002 Masters of the Universe line as well, because I just really loved the design on the characters, and I loved the show.
Ed's got who's in the chat now. He's got a channel, and Ed does a review on those figures. And I've never seen him. I can't remember him. And those figures are stunning.
Yeah, classic ones. Yeah,
they really are cool.
Yeah, Matt, have you ever? What was that?
But then after I had kids, I kind of was buying toys for them, really, and
like the vintage toy monster.
And then I just kind of got out of it until the pandemic, and now I'm playing catch up basically, and I've spent the last 8 months or so just spending every bit of extra cash that I have on buying toys.
But I don't want to look at my bank account.
I think we've all done the ebb and flow, because the same thing. I collected as a kid up to when I was 14, 15, got a car, got into hanging out all night with the girls and driving all over, going to rock concerts. And then 17, 18 years old, got back into toys because of meeting a few friends that were into that stuff and started collecting again. But then somewhere, it's like I moved to Seattle, and when I first got there in like 2001 ish time period, I didn't collect for a while because I had just moved. I literally didn't have a job for a full year. I lived off savings for a year, my first year in Seattle. So I wasn't collecting or doing anything. And I missed a lot of those Clone Wars figures and all that stuff from the early 2000s because I didn't have a job. I was living off savings. I was just not collecting. And now it's like I look back at those and go, oh my gosh, that was like a heyday. A lot of these Clone Wars era figures were just absolutely amazing.
I've got loads of them,
and I wish I had a lot of those things, but
I never got them.
Do you think social media helps as well? Because I was thinking this a couple of days ago. We all collect and we all spend our money, but do you think it's what keeps us going in one sense is you're surrounded by people that do it also? Because if you did it on your own, and we didn't have people to talk to about it, we didn't have social media, and so do you think you'd still carry on doing it? Do you see what I mean?
Well, I definitely would, but I think it would be there would be certain things I think I'd do a little bit less of, because like I had examples of everything. Like I had 3 or 4 masked vehicles. I had 1 Air Raiders thing, but with the channel and the way things have been going, it sort of got me like, well, maybe I can expand the Air Raiders to have more than just 1 or 2 examples. Like, and during this pandemic, I went, I love masks. Why don't I expand beyond the 4 that I have and get a whole bunch of them, So, but and some of that is influenced by you guys, So, I think certain aspects have expanded. You're right, because of this group. We're on my own. If I was just left alone, I might have always been happy with just those 4 mask vehicles. Maybe I might. I don't know if I would have ever expanded.
It's not like no one local, no friends that I don't have any sort of close friends in the vicinity that collect like I do. Maybe some retro gamers, but not a few people who are just like got a shelf of figures rather than like a
I just now have met. I met Vinny, who's on our Twitter group, and he's up in Orlando. So we chat every day, text messages, and send photos of what we find. And sometimes call each other on the phone and talk for 2 hours while one of us is driving. Like if he's driving to his parents, he'll call me up and be like, I want to talk to someone about toys while I'm driving. Or if I'm driving to my mom, I'll call him for an hour, So, but we don't, since we live 3 hours apart, we don't physically see each other and hang out.
Yeah.
But then I've just met this guy. I mean, I've known Jason for over a year now, but we've just started going to toy shops together, and we're going to do a couple of flea markets when they open back up in this area, because he only lives like 30-40 minutes from me.
Granada.
So now that guy, him and I can easily meet up at a convention or at a flea market or boot sale, and go together. So
yeah, you got to go shopping with GeForce, Chubby.
Oh no, definitely 100%. Let me get this move out of the way. Let me get all my stuff sorted, and I'll be calling you. We'll definitely go out. GeForce is awesome. Yeah, I'd love to do that.
But I find it hard though to meet. I mean, how do you meet people these days? You know what I mean? Like when I was a kid, it was so much easier. I met so many people growing up that were just random people I'd bump into and start hanging out with. But nowadays, it's like you can't just go walking up to say, "Hey, I collect toys. How you doing?" What are you doing? It's like it just seems so weird.
See, England, I suppose, is a bit different because it's like I said, it's a lot smaller than where we live. Us be up top. You know what I mean? So you like Echo. Look how many people are going to Echo that you'll know. That's going to be one of the. I'm so jealous that I'm not going to that. It's I would kill to go to that to see everybody.
We'll send you some pictures.
We'll just have we'll have you on
Tim will be way better too.
Facebook Messenger. We'll have you FaceTime walking around. Going, Shabby, look at this. Look at this.
But I think saying that to YouTube down at when you go to Echo and then people are going in the chat. How cool is it going to be this year when everybody knows each other? So it's going to be a much more better experience.
We'll be a massive click there, won't we? Like, oh God, there's them lot.
Yeah, look at them.
Oh, look at them lot. Oh, look at them lot.
Yeah, that would be
look
awesome.
at those YouTubers all sticking together.
Yeah. Matt's finding some. Universal collector.
No, that would be you, Tez, Mr. Getting at the parking lot.
Excuse me, mate. Do you mind turning around? I can use your back to sign autographs on, please.
Hello, the only person that knows me is the bailiffs.
The bailiffs.
I can tell. Look at it. He's empty. Look at him.
So I was going to ask Josh. I think we asked it before, but are you tempted to start a YouTube? Well, you're going back to work, so it's probably the worst time. But like, are you tempted to start a YouTube channel, or do a room tour?
I've thought about it. Well, I have a shelf. I don't have a room. I've got a corner and then boxes full of boxes.
Sure that.
but it's I thought about it several times, but the reality of it is I am going back to work, and that is very, very much eats a lot of my time up. But also, I enjoy what you guys do, and I see how there's more and more. I mean, I don't want to take views away from people or anything like that, and I don't. And I know that people watch multiple channels and whatnot, but at the same time, I know how hard it is for me to keep up, and I am not caught up. And I love being, I want to be able to watch everyone's videos and catch everyone's live stream because I enjoy talking to everyone. But I know that I can't.
Tez,
and I don't want to
only watched one video today. If you look at Tez, he's only watched one video today.
No.
It's hard. I mean, and especially because we're all around the world. So sometimes I can't go into my stream because it's like 4:30 in the morning. Sometimes it's hard for me to watch the British streams because apart from the one I do with these two lovely lads, it's 3:00 in the afternoon.
I know.
Something's 11 o'clock at night. It's difficult. It really is.
I gotta say, the other night I was watching Papa Gordon. I fell asleep on the couch.
That's what I mean.
I woke up like 3 in the morning, and it's like playing random videos from YouTube. I have no idea what views I gave to people because
it's like sleeping collectibles. What 10 o'clock in the morning yesterday, and I was like, wow, I missed that. Do you know what I mean? There's so many of us, but I'll always watch the videos. It just might be that not on that day, but I'll always catch up.
Yeah.
And I was typing and chatting. I was like chatting away during it, and I woke up and my phone is like in this hand, like laying like that, and I'm like, wait, like mid chat or something. I just like narcolepsy. I was gone.
I found this channel at night, and it's absolutely. But I shouldn't really say this because it sounds like I'm being insulting, but I'm not. It's called Rescue and Restore. It's on YouTube, and it's about this guy that takes old Tonka toys and restores them.
Oh yeah,
it's so quiet and so nice. It's one of the best things to fall asleep on. You know, you put it on. And
he doesn't talk on it, do they? They just
it's such a good. I find those sort of restoration videos, Matt, dead therapeutic. Do you know what I mean? Really relaxing and nice.
Watch them. They do it really well. They film it really well.
They do.
Yeah. I was watching. Was it one guy had just a big voice on a tape? A big voice, and he just completely stripped it down, and it was.
I know it's. I like videos like that. I just find it very talented. Do you know what I mean? For people to take an old toy.
We were talking about it on John's show on Monday about I had a Tonka truck, the big ones, and I was watching a video the other day, and it was a 1970s one, and it was completely just corroded, and this guy stripped it. Repainted
it, sandblasted it,
and it looked brand new. It's amazing what you can do. New stick.
This is what I mean by when we were saying before, lads, that we all love all different aspects and different types of toys. From hot toys all the way down to vintage stuff. We'll watch it all, won't we? We love it.
Yeah, all of it.
Wrestling. I didn't know Jason Donovan was in Wrestling.
Yeah, he still looks all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to ask Josh a question about going back to cinemas. You're probably thinking about what have you seen these sort of videos where, recently, people have come in the cinema and have tried to watch the new Star Wars film, and everyone's on their phones, and there's one guy comes in and he kicks off because all these people are on their phones, and he's trying to enjoy the film. And he gets chucked out of the cinema.
Oh, I saw that, man.
And the people with the phones are laughing at him and throwing stuff at him. Do you ever get that kind of situation in cinemas, or is it pretty?
No, I mean, it's really only an issue with the younger audience. And that is really typically only in certain films. If they're there with their family, then they aren't doing it. But if they're out with the buddies on a Friday night, then they are. But I mean, usually, as long as you're respectful and just ask them politely, please. Don't make this more than it has to be, and just turn it off for a minute. And most of the time they're respectful. It's just about showing the respect back. If you're aggressive in the way you approach them, then they're going to be just as tough.
Haven't you? I mean, even if I'm sat home watching a film with my wife and she goes, "I'll just go to the toilet," and I don't like. I'll say, "Oh, I'll pause it." No, don't pause it. No, I'll pause it. And she don't pause it. That's fine. No, I'll pause it. Because I don't like it. I do the
same thing, Tess.
I don't like people missing what film that we're doing together. No, I can't blink sometimes. It's like and
just one of my bugbears when I go to the cinema. I like it to be dead quiet. I'm quite a fuss ass. I can't even get people eating. I don't eat or drink when I go to the cinema.
I still beat up cinemas, me.
I just like it quiet.
Some people are really loud eaters. They're like,
I don't like it. There's a new one here, and the last 2 Star Wars movies we went to see, it's a dining one where they come over and you can buy burgers and all that. But I hate that. I'm the same with Matt. I'd rather just watch the film. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I went and saw a film a while ago. I think they were showing the original Blade Runner before the new 2029 Blade Runner. They were showing it in cinemas, and I went to see it. And this guy sat down opposite, and he had his phone on the whole time, and just looking at his phone, and the light off the phone just drove. I was like, "Why are you in the cinema if you're not going to watch the film and you're on your phone the whole time?" I just couldn't understand it. It's like, why don't you go out?
Makes sense, Matt. Yeah.
I just wanted to grab the phone and throw it like that. I just, but then I get chucked out the cinema. So
it was you on that video, Matt. It was you.
I've only seen one film in the States, and that was when I was in New York. It was what's the 50 Cent movie? Get Rich or Die Trying. Is it,
okay. 50 Cent. Yeah, 50 Cent. Yeah, 50 Cent. Yeah.
It was raining, and I'm like, I need to go. I'll go in and watch the cinema. It's like, I'll go and see that because that was the only thing that was decent that was on. And then I didn't realize how Americans are like, whoa, 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 like they really
they can be.
Whoa. And You know, if you did that in the UK, it'd be like, shut up, man, you're embarrassing. But I'm not into that. I've only witnessed that once in England when I was a kid. We went to see Rocky. I think it was Rocky 3 or Rocky 4, and everybody was stood up going Rocky, Rocky. And I was like, oh my god, this isn't Rocky. I just brilliant. That's one of the most like stand-up moments in cinema for me. Like everybody standing up and shouting Rocky.
Yeah, I think that's when people see Star Wars in America. They got their lightsabers and everything.
Yeah, they just opening days. Opening days can be a fuss. Yeah,
UK is very, you know, we just will come in, sit down, we have a chat, but we don't. Yeah.
Except that was a big deal when I moved here to Florida. Like in Seattle, whenever we saw a Star Wars film, there would be people would be dressed up. There'd be lightsabers everywhere. It was like a thing. I moved to Florida for like Rise of Skywalker or whatever. I go to see the movie and I brought my lightsaber and my Wookiee robe and I'm all like Star Wars, and I get in the theater, nobody has a lightsaber except for me. I'm like, oh crap!
You're that guy.
I'm just sitting there. I'm like
that guy. Yeah.
I'm like put it down here and I'm like taking off the robe.
It just kind of went limp. It was like, woo.
Yeah. I was like, wow, these people don't care at all.
Here, sir.
Yeah, I'm the same. I you know, all these new, especially over here, you know, you got leather reclining seats that are like massive.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those. I'd rather just dark, dingy cinema. I'd rather watch something like. It sounds a bit dodgy, that, doesn't it? But I'd just rather watch the film.
Those recliners are just gonna make me fall asleep. A dark room with a recliner like that. Oh god!
Oh, they're amazing. They are amazing. Yeah. I remember we went to see the Last Jedi, and that was the best part of that movie. Was the seat I was in. You know.
Well, sometimes I do enjoy those theaters with the big space between you because then there's no one sitting next to me. I got this whole thing to myself, and usually when someone goes down the aisle, they see you in that aisle. They'll take the aisle in front or the one down further. So like you end up with the whole aisle to yourself. You're like, yep.
I didn't when I was not because of the weather, but when I was in London, I used to just go to the cinema all the time. It was in Leicester Square. I was only lived around the corner, so I'd just go and see a movie. Do you know what I mean? I've done that a few times.
What Andy's talking about right there, that happens all the time out here in Seattle because no one in this area has air conditioning. Yeah. So they come to the movies just to get inside and in the air conditioning. So they don't care what they're watching. They just want to be cool.
Just want to be cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it helps my business during the summer. That's for sure.
Yeah. But when I had so I was a member of was it called Movie Pass, right?
Oh yeah, the MTV Movie Pass.
When we had Movie Pass, I literally was going to. I would see every single movie that came out. I was using that pass to the fullest extent you could use it. So and some movies I would never ever have paid to go see. Because we were doing a monthly fee for Movie Pass, I was going. And my brother was the same way. And we'd see every single movie and then like discuss them and stuff and just talk about how that was utter garbage. And then someone were like, well, that surprisingly was good. You know, I never would have went and saw it, but it surprisingly was good, you know. But then when Movie Pass went under, I joined the Regal Club for a little while. But then that just got ridiculous because they kept changing the rules. At first they were like, you can see any movie you want as much as you want. Then they were like, nah, now you can only see each movie once. Nah, now you can only see 3 movies per month because we're losing money on this deal, you know. So eventually I was like, well, you keep changing the rules. I'm done. I quit. And then it's been like I haven't seen a movie since, you know, like since Rise of Skywalker. I haven't been to a theater.
The last time I saw was Tenet. Was that last March?
Yeah. I've never seen it. Is he good, that film?
No, Matt likes it. I didn't.
You have to watch it a couple of times, but I would say it's noisy, but I liked it. So,
yeah, the sound was
They're wearing gas masks a lot of the film. That's half the problem.
It's a film designed to make you watch it again.
Oh, there's so many theories on YouTube. It's unbelievable. Some of the
theories. I might watch it again.
But Jen watched a weird movie a couple of nights ago called High Rise with Tom Hiddleston. About I liked it, but it was so weird.
Weird, isn't it? That's weird.
That's sort of 70s style. Yeah, I found it. I opened this game the other day, DJ Boy, and look what fell out. 7.
Oh wow.
7. Look at that.
Look at that.
1996, £2.50. I was like, no way.
Wow,
Just
that's
part of the instructions.
£2.50, 96. Bloody hell.
Yeah. And I used to collect. I've got a tin at my mum's, and it's got things like Raiders of the Lost Ark. No, not Last Crusade, Gremlins, all like the late 80s and sort of mid 90s cinema.
Oh, I just collected.
Yeah, I have a huge pile of movie stubs from that period. Yeah, it's like a good stack like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Did you see I found that unused ticket for Star Wars the Special Edition the other day?
No way! What?
No.
It's not even torn. Like it wasn't. It was like we bought an extra ticket, and I guess someone couldn't go, and I guess I kept it. And I found it in my keepsake box, and it's never been torn. It's never been used. It's the full ticket.
I've got somewhere. I've got an unsold Pixies, the band Pixies, and I've got an unripped Pixies ticket because someone didn't go at the last minute, and I was like, I didn't sell it, so I was just like, keep it. Yeah, it's mad.
So, Josh, I got a question here. So, my brother and I were talking about, because we're gonna go see A Quiet Place too, because we love Quiet Place.
Yeah,
it's like
that
was a brilliant film, and it was one that we didn't catch in the theaters. It was something we saw later on, and we're like, how could we? Because it was something we didn't know what it was when it was in the theater, so we didn't know. I think. Yeah. And then, but seeing it later on, we were like, oh my gosh, I would have loved to have seen this in the theater. So we're definitely going for this one. And it's the first movie we're going to see since this pandemic, since everything went down. But I was saying, what other films are you going to watch this year? Because my brother's a big Bond fan. So I was like, you're going to go to Bond? And he's like, no, I probably won't. And I said, but you're a huge Bond fan. And he's like, yeah, but he goes, since these movies are coming out on streaming services so quickly, even if it doesn't come out the same day as release, I'm just going to wait a month and it'll be on some service. So he goes, I don't want to go to the movie theaters and go through that hassle because you got to get a ticket. You got to figure out where you're going to sit. You got to do all this. It's like too much nonsense to deal with. And then there's all these other people, which he doesn't like a lot of people. So he's like, I'm just going to see a lot at home on streaming service. And I was like, well, I kind of feel the same way. Like I thought I would have gone to see Godzilla versus King Kong, but once it finally came out, I was like, I'm just going to watch it at home because it's available at home. Well, so our thoughts when we were going through this discussion, we were like, so then if more people think the way we think, then movie theaters as they exist today cannot sustain themselves. Because they have 10 or 12 screens in some of these theaters. So if people are only going to see blockbuster films, let's say the 1 or 2 movies a year that really draw them out, how are you going to fill 10 screens and make enough money to keep 10 screens open? So our thought process brought us to movie theaters like that are going to close, and we're going to go back to theaters that have 1, 2, or 3 screens. And they're going to show these blockbuster films, not just for 2 or 3 weeks like they do now, but maybe for 2 or 3 months, you'll show Star Wars because it's a huge draw in what people want to see in theaters, and they'll go over and over again. And all these little ones, like I don't know, what was the Chihuahua movie with frickin' Paris Hilton or whatever? You know what I mean? Like that frickin' movie will never go to theaters now. Movies like that will never hit theaters. They'll just go to streaming services. So there'll be less movies going to theaters. So therefore, theaters can't have 10 screens. They're going to go down. I mean, what are your thoughts on some of that stuff? Do you think that's a true statement or thought process, or do you really think we're going to get back to like every week there's 12 new movies coming out,
No, I think it's the opposite. I think if anything, the smaller locations will be the ones that close down. And I think that the bigger pictures will Beverly Hills Chihuahua, the bigger pictures will be on more screens, so there's more seats available, so things aren't selling out as readily, and people can be more comfortable. And there's tons of different product. I mean, the reality of it is even during the pandemic, there were 3 to 5 films released theatrically every week somewhere. So there's tons of product out there. There's plenty to fill the screens with. Now, yes, some films may last longer, but I mean, sometimes they do anyway. I mean, there have been many times where I've been playing a film that was already out on DVD, Blu-ray, all that, and on a streaming network, and people were still coming to see it. It was still a busier film. So it's really about the content. I mean, ultimately, all the bells and whistles aside, people are there to watch a movie. So as long as there's something that they want to see, then they're going to come to the movies. And there's such an overload of product right now. I don't see there being
there's a lot of backlog, isn't there?
I don't see there ever being a shortage. I mean, they're literally talking 3 to 4 Marvel movies alone every year for the next few years. Not to mention Star Wars projects and DC projects and everything else.
But I guess what we were thinking is those are the movies that everyone's going to go see are the Marvel, the Star Wars, stuff like Quiet Place. But things like Beverly Hills Chihuahua, like if they made a part 3 or whatever, like why would that ever come to theaters if only 12 people are going to watch it? You know what I mean?
Like, should do the prices, John. I mean, for your big blockbusters should be one price. For your independent movies should be another. Do you see what I mean?
Well, that could be too. That could attract people to go. You're right. Yeah.
That's why I always go to cinema in the morning, sort of mid-morning. I always go to cinema. So.
What about all the small independent? Because like the independent, you're not going to get like independent movies, small independent, low budget movie. There's a few cinemas down the road. They've got like 50 seats, and if you want to go and see an art house movie, I haven't done that in years, but like. Do you think those places will still sort of survive? Or
they will.
Well, that's another aspect of what my brother and I were talking about. So do you know the Egyptian, right?
Yeah.
Downtown, and the what's that other one that's downtown Seattle? The Paramount, is it the Paramount?
Paramount, yeah.
So like some of these are like destination theaters where. They like, so we thought about that too. What if they redesigned theaters to hold 500, 600, maybe even 1,000 people, and the artwork on the walls and the construction of the place. Like, I don't know if you've ever been in the Egyptian. It's down. Is that down in the Broadway area? Of Seattle. And it has Egyptian themed columns and Egyptian stuff all over. So when you go to that theater, you're looking at, and the whole theater is the experience, not just
a place like that in Richmond, Virginia, John. It's called the $2 Theatre. It's an old 1940s Art Deco theatre, but it shows old movies. It'll show, like one of the lads just said, it'll show Jaws or Star Wars, and then you pay $2, and it's always packed on. It's like a date night on a Friday. It's always packed.
But I was saying, like, so the theater itself is also the event as well as the movie you're watching, and we thought maybe it would go back to something like that down the road, but but
I've always liked all the cinemas, always, the beat up ones, the old style ones, I prefer them than all the new stuff, if you will,
I can't wait to see June in the cinema, the new June film. I'm dying to see that new June.
That's something that has to be there, doesn't it? So
in Plymouth, they opened a cinema. I think it's got like it's got 2, and there's only 2 IMAXs in the southwest. Is that right, Matt? There's one. Have you got one near you?
There's one in Southampton at IMAX. Yeah, it's a long way just to go to cinema.
Yeah, there's one in Bristol, but we in Devon and Cornwall. We didn't have any IMAX, and I think it was like December before the pandemic, before lockdown, that opened, and that was crammed with people. But like it's literally open for like 2 months, and then that was it. But do you think people will get are people, because we've been, at home a lot of this time, will people be sort of comfortable going and sitting in the cinema?
I think people will have had the jabs, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, has your cinema been busy, Josh, since it's opened back up?
Not really, but the reality is there hasn't been any product that people really want to see yet. The Quiet Place is going to be the big test.
Yeah,
to see if people are going to, for sure.
I can't wait to see that film because it's a little bit of a prequel in there. There's a little bit of explanation.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Seeing the aliens.
That's it. The third thing. That's exactly right, AJ. That's the one.
Yeah.
Jody's got into the chat. Just want to say thank you, mate.
Oh yeah, those look great, Jody. Those look amazing, man.
Thanks, mate. There we go.
This has been a great stream, lads. This has been
flown by.
Like Dave said, we should have streamed it at the cinema. Oh no, it's been good, isn't it?
See, that I'd always want to see this. If that was on the theatre every day, I think I'd go and see it at least twice a week. You know what I mean?
That was another idea I had. I was like, my brother and I were talking. We were like, so if some of these little theaters close down, do you want to buy it and see if we can get a print of Star Wars, Empire, and Jedi? Yeah. And all we do is play that 24/7. And then if we advertise it right, we could get word of mouth out all over the world. It would become a destination. Like people from Europe, from Japan, they'd be flying over here just to go to the theater and see Star Wars in theater again. You know, like if you were the only theater in the world playing it all the time, people would come from everywhere just to watch those movies. You know,
I think in the UK, the next couple of months they're going to show Star Wars again.
They did it over here, didn't they, Josh? Do you remember? They showed Star Wars over here a couple of months back to get everyone up and running.
And they did Empire Strikes Back. None of the theaters in my area were open when they did it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There's one place I want to go. I mean, that's a bit of a weird film. One of my favourite films is With Nell and I, and it's set in the Lake District on a farm, and the farm has been run down since the 80s. And this couple has bought the farm, and now they put up a cinema screen, and once a year you can go and watch the film With Nell and I, where it's set. You know, you can.
And you want to do that? You want to go?
I would love to do that, but you have to walk 6 miles over a field. Wow. It's a really remote place. Yeah.
You know, over here.
The romance of cinema going. You know what I mean? That's what tends to be missing at the moment. So
over here, if you bought the farm, I think that means you passed away.
Yeah. If you bought the farm. Is that a saying?
Right.
That's a saying over here. It means you died. It means you died. He bought the farm.
Why
you're dead.
Can you kick the bucket?
Yeah, the same thing. Yeah, kick the bucket.
I know the next film I'm going to take the wife to see, and it is not 50 Shades of Grey, but for her it's going to be exciting because it's going to be Robert Pattinson in a Batman suit, and she's going to
your mission loves him, doesn't she? It was his birthday today, isn't it? And yesterday,
Robert Pattinson. Excited about that, so I have promised her we will go and see that. Yeah.
I put The Conjuring on last week. I got through 10 minutes, turned it off. Too scary for me.
Too scary.
I'm not a big sort of modern horror fan, but the Conjuring and the Annabelle movies are great.
Yeah.
Well, that little girl was in bed and he pulled a leg. That was it. It turned it off. So I was about 10 minutes in. That's no time.
I was wondering about those Conjuring movies. So you think I should watch them?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
And watch, because you got Annabelle and the Conjuring, and there's another. What's the other one?
The Nun.
The Nun. Yeah, the Nun. That's a bit corny.
Yeah, I've not watched any of them. Not mine.
Yeah, well, they've got like a little Marvel universe going on.
It's because we were talking about it, and I thought, I'll try it.
Yeah.
No.
Huh.
Oh
no comment, Si.
Luke. How you doing, Luke?
Oh yeah, remember Jurassic Park in the cinema?
Yeah, that was watching Jurassic Park. I mean, I was 17 when it came out.
Jurassic Park was a.
It was like watching. It was like watching Jaws again. I was like tapping myself when I watched Jurassic Park at the cinema. I was literally like, "Oh my god, this is so real," you know.
So real.
Hey, we've gone nearly 10 minutes
over again. Yeah. Well, we're a bit late.
Oh.
So.
Yeah,
it's brilliant. Josh and John, it's so good to see you both. It really is.
Thank you
for coming on.
It's just nice to talk to Josh and John and just talk about cinema. The actual experience of going to the cinema and stuff.
It's been great. It's been great stream. Can't believe, like Matt just said, can't believe we're 7 minutes over. It's flown by.
It has flown by, yeah. Well, one of the guys had a good point, though, too. During this pandemic, a lot of these writers have been sitting around, and all they've probably been doing is writing original new ideas. Yeah. And some of these ideas are going to be like the weirdest things we've ever thought.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because, who knows where your mind goes? I mean, all of us have had those moments where you're just trapped in the house doing nothing because of this pandemic, and your mind just goes to the craziest places. So we could have some wonderful films coming out that just take us to places we've never imagined.
It's mind-blowing, yeah.
But I mean, going back to what we said about collecting, this is one of the best things really in it, because this pandemic, without our hobby, I think we'd all be losing it, won't we? This is the
we might not have met a lot of each other.
Oh, Jen would have killed me by now. Would have killed me by now. You know?
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
I'm going to. How do we do that?
You can end it.
I was gonna play the. Oh, there we go. Hey! Excuse me. Can we all hear that?
Yeah, that was fine. What were you doing?
Mark, he's done it again.
I do it every week. Because I went off the internet before, I lost all my bits. So there we go.
Wow.
Lost all my
Lost
bits.
his bits ages ago. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
brilliant.
So thanks everybody.
Thanks everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
We'll play out again.
On, guys. Thanks for everyone watching. Thank you.
There we go. Bit of there, Wolf. Here we go. Here's the turn. Here's the turn. See you, everybody. Bye.